Now we will start coplanar force. Coplanar force means my forces are located in a same plane, and not three-dimensional or space force. So coplanar force. Now, a coplanar force, it can be concurrent. So concurrent, or it can be non-concurrent. So concurrent means all the forces are acting at the same point, either towards or away from this. That means either this way or this way. That means this force can act toward the point or away from the point, but there is a common point that is called concurrent. Everything the same point. Other is non-concurrent. That means forces are not acting at a point, or are not like going away from that point. It's non-concurrent. So first we will start concurrent force. Concurrent force again can have two types. One is only two force. So concurrent, only two force system, or can be more than two force. More than two force system. Okay. So concurrent force again can be of two types. One is two force system, and other one is more than two force system. Two force system, what is that? That means this is a point, one force is acting this here, other force say acting here. That is two force system. More than two forces, one force here, other force is going this way, other force is coming here, say another force is here. This is more than two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So first, this time we will target two force system, concurrent two force system. So again, this time we will discuss the concurrent two force system. Okay. Say, let us, this is you, Mr. whatever, Adam. So if I apply force on Adam this way, and other force say this way, say this force is 200, or do not give any number, give a name. Say this force is P, this force is Q, they are acting at alpha degree. One force is P, one force is Q, their angle is alpha. So there is a person, if somebody pull me this way and other force pull me that way, which way I will go? That is the question. Or what is the resultant? So if a force of P and Q act on Mr. Adam, which way Mr. Adam will go? So we need to know that. That means we need to know the resultant of these two forces and the direction of it. So how to find it? There is a very easy way. I named it, or mainly I named it because typically you will not find this this rule in books. So I named it parallelogram. Parallelogram. Parallelogram rule. What is this rule? This rule is if one force here P, if other force here is Q, their resultant will be represented by the parallelogram. So if I draw a parallelogram, say this way, so that this force and this line and this line parallel equal, this line and this line parallel equal, then the resultant will be represented by the diagonal. So my resultant will be R, the diagonal of the parallelogram. And the direction, see if this is phi, or this phi, or right theta. Sometimes we like theta, whatever the angle is, theta. The if the angle of the resultant with respect to P, if it is theta, how can we find R and theta? R will be square root p square q square twice pq cosine alpha. Alpha is the entire angle between two forces. So I can find the resultant, the value, the magnitude of the resultant by this equation. How will I find the angle? Angle of the force, resultant force with respect to P towards Q. Towards Q. So this theta will find by using this rule. Tan inverse Q sine alpha P plus Q cosine alpha. So using these two rules, I can find the magnitude of the resultant and its orientation with respect to P towards Q. Now, for some reason, if you get the value of this theta negative, if you get this value of the theta negative, if it is negative, it will mean that that angle is with respect to the opposite side of the P. If you find this positive, it is this angle with respect to the force P towards Q. If you find it negative, that means that angle is with respect to the opposite side of the P towards Q. So that is the something twist. Hopefully you understood this problem. Let me solve a problem to understand better. I brought my calculator. Say one force is 200 Newton, other force is acting here 100 Newton. Say two forces are acting on a point, 200 Newton, 100 Newton. Say their angle is 60 degree. 60 degree. What is the resultant of these two forces and its orientation? How to find it? So I will assume this is P, this is Q, and this one is alpha. So alpha is 60 degree. So what is my resultant? Resultant will be P square Q square twice PQ cosine alpha. 200 square 100 square twice 200 100 cosine 60. Now let us do the calculation. I am doing quickly, so I might make some calculation mistake. It is very common to me, but hopefully no. Let me say 100 plus 2 200 100 cosine 60. I got 264.6 Newton. The unit of this force should be the same unit of this force. So I got 264. Now, if the calculation is wrong, do not mind, but the equation is right because I am doing very quickly. Okay, so I got the resultant force. So, and then what is the angle? So angle where I will write here tan inverse Q sin alpha P plus Q cosine alpha means tan inverse Q means 100 sin 60, P means 200 plus 100 cosine 60. This is cosine. Yeah, hopefully you can see. So let me do it quickly. 100 sine 60 divided by P plus Q cosine 60. Shift tan inverse. I got 19 degree, 19.1 degree, and this is a positive. This is a positive number. So I got my resultant force 264.6 Newton. I got the angle positive 19.1. What does it mean? It means if I draw the parallelogram, this will be 264.6 Newton. I got my resultant. What is the angle? As it is positive, it is from P towards Q. P towards Q. So P is here, towards Q here. This angle is 19.1 degree. So that is the answer. Hopefully you understood how to find resultant of two force system using parallelogram rule. This is the way to find the magnitude of the resultant. This is the way to find the direction of the resultant. Now let us see another example, which is okay. So this problem is done. Hopefully you can interpret the result. If it is positive, it is with respect to P towards Q. Now let us see another example. Say this force is 100. This time assume pound, and other force is acting this way. Say this force is 500 pound. So two forces are acting at a point. One force is 100, other is 500. What is the resultant and its direction? And say the angle here is about 150 degree. So how to solve it? Okay, assume this is P, this is Q, this is alpha. So find the resultant. P square Q square twice PQ cosine alpha. P square is 100, Q square is 500, twice P Q cosine 150. So 100 square plus 500 square plus twice 100 times 500 times cosine 150 square root. I got 416.4 pound. So this is the value of the resultant. Now if I draw a parallelogram, here, so this is my resultant. This value is 416.4 pound. So that is the resultant. Now what is the direction? So first we need to find this one, this direction with respect to P towards Q. How to find it? We know the rule. Tan inverse Q sin alpha P plus Q cosine alpha. Okay, insert the value. Write it down. Q means 500 sine 150, P is 100 plus Q is 500 cosine 150. So 500 times sine 150 divided by P plus Q cosine 150. I got minus 37 degree. It is a negative value. So I got minus 37 degree minus. Again it is minus, negative. That means it is no longer with respect to P. It is from opposite side of the P towards the angle. That means this angle is 37 degree. This angle 37, that means this angle will be 100 minus 37. Whatever it is 143, I think. So this will be 100 minus 37 degree. So 143 degree, I think, yes. So if you get a negative number, that means it is from opposite side of the P. Okay, so hopefully it is clear. Anything else? Yes. Other question may be, who told it is P? Can it be Q? Yes, no problem. You can assume this is Q. You can assume this is P. There is no problem in that. So in that case, so if there is a force here, say P, on force here, other force here. So this is 100 Newton, this is 200 Newton, this angle is, who knows, 220 degree. How to find P, how to find Q, how to find alpha? Very simple. You can assume P, Q, alpha. You can do that. You can assume P, Q, this is your alpha. You can do that. No problem. So it is up to you. At the same time, P, Q, this can be alpha. So whatever you do, everything is right. Make sure you can understand. So say for example, you assume this is P, this is Q, and this is your alpha. Whatever resultant you will get, actually, it will be this value. So you will get this. This will be your R. Now, if you assume this is P, this is Q, so this will be your theta. This will be your alpha. So hopefully you understood. In your book there are more problems. Practice it. Okay. Thank you.